Joining me now is a veteran Pennsylvania GOP, in Pennsylvania GOP politics, Josh Novotney, and a prominent Republican donor, Dan Eberhart. Thank you both for being with me. Josh, I want to start with you. Do you think that Trump really deserves all of the blame here? Because I was sitting today thinking about this. I mean, before the midterms, just the day before, it was sort of starting to feel like Trump was getting his mojo back. He was getting all of this attention. And then it just turned like that.
Yeah, well, first, I'd like to say quickly, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans watching, and thank you very much for your service. In regards to Pennsylvania, it was particularly painful here in Pennsylvania. And I would say that Trump, a lot of folks are pointing the finger at Trump from the grassroots level to donors to party leaders. I've been on the phone constantly since election night with different levels of folks, and a lot of them, these are not never Trumpers. These are a lot of very big supporters of Trump for many years, and they think it's time to pass the baton to someone else, whoever that is. We'll let the primary voters choose. But to answer your question, it absolutely, there's a lot of blame to go to Trump. He was the one who came in and played in the primary for governor, and Doug Mastriano, who is a huge supporter of the president, the former president, and went to Arizona for auditing the vote in 21 and would not say that the results in 2020 were valid. He did everything he could to try to change things in Pennsylvania as well. He was at he was the anchor of the ballot in Pennsylvania. He dragged everyone down quite a bit and lost by 14 points to Josh Shapiro. So it's tough to come back from that. And Trump was very much involved in picking that nominee.
Dan, what are you hearing from donors, from Republican donors? Because we know how important the money is in all of this. Do you think they're starting to flip?
Sure. So first of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my grandpa who served in the World War II in the Pacific Theater. Look, I think that donors are very concerned. A lot of donors are frustrated that Trump's sitting on over $100 million and didn't put it to use in the midterms. And donors look at the proof is in the pudding. As your other guest is saying, look, the places where Trump did rallies, Michigan, Arizona, other places didn't seem to help get the candidates over the finish line. The people that Trump endorsed in the primary, for the most part, with the notable exception of J.D. Vance, didn't win the statewide races. And here we are, Trump is stepping his foot in to the Georgia race and trying to cloud Governor DeSantis' victory. And I think a lot of donors are very frustrated. They want to see the party win. And Trump is just looking like not a team player and not someone that's going to help Trump or help the Republican Party win in 2024 and beyond. And I think a lot of donors are frustrated.
Josh, if we know anything about Trump, it's that he can bounce back. I mean, we've seen it over and over again with all of these controversies involving him. He's got this big announcement set for Tuesday. I mean, is it possible that this could blow over and things could turn back in his favor?
Sure. I mean, I'm not saying he's not going to be the nominee if he runs, whether he has stiff competition or not in the Republican primary. But, I think it's going to be very tough. We've seen for 3 elections in a row in Pennsylvania in 18, 20, and now in 22, that the suburbs, the key suburbs around Philadelphia, do not like it when Trump's on the ballot or supporting folks or in the White House. They have swung very hard for Democrats. Even this year, they were trending towards Dr. Oz for Senate late. They wanted to talk about cost of living. They wanted to talk about crime. Those were the issues. And then, Trump came in for a rally, and, from a lot of people we've spoken with, it was not a good timing. And it kind of reminded people that these were his handpicked folks, and particularly Doug Mastriano, who lost by a very large margin, would be on the ballot. And the exit polls showed that weighed a lot. That and abortion weighed a lot in the state.
Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.